Welcome to the Horror Unmasked podcast,
where we unmask the monsters
and explore the lore.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Lily. And today we will be dissecting
Would You Rather?
Let's make a choice.
In the first scene, our main character, Iris, is in the middle of a job interview where we learn that she takes care of her brother, Riley, due to some accident that has happened in the past. The interviewer suggests she might be good for a host job, but says he can't promise anything.
Back at her house, Iris is talking to her brother about visiting his doctor to discuss costs of medical bills. When Iris arrives at the doctor, she's introduced to a man named Shepard Lambrick. Mr. Lambrick tells Iris that he has a foundation that helps people in need, but first she would have to attend a dinner party at his house. Lambrick reveals that all she has to do to get money from him is win a game.
Iris is skeptical about the situation, so the doctor chimes in and tells the story about how Lambrick saved his life. The doctor says that he won the game at this event and Lambrick made through on his promise. Iris tells the guys that her brother needs a bone marrow transplant, to which Lambrick responds that if she wins the game, he could bypass any waiting list to get his surgery. Iris says to them that she needs some time to think things over and leaves.
While eating dinner with her brother, Iris gets a call from her interviewer, who turns her down for the job. We discover that Iris does not match her brother's bone marrow. Disappointed and feeling low, Iris decides to go to the dinner party at Lambrick's house.
Mistake number 1.
What do you mean?
Going to the dude's house.
Yeah, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you really believe that? I mean, I guess if your doctor is telling you this is what he prescribed, this is his prescription.
It also just feels real shady.
Yeah.
Real shady.
True.
While in the car being driven to the dinner, we also see a flashback of Riley asking Iris how hard taking care of him must be, obviously feeling guilty about taking her life from her. Iris finally arrives at the house where we meet the 7 other contestants playing the game.
We then see the doctor sitting in his house, pondering life, and in another flashback, the doctor and Lambrick arguing about Iris, where Lambrick says she's perfect, but the doctor doesn't agree. Back at the dinner party, Lambrick goes down to see his son, Julian, who is eager to start. Lambrick tells his son that he must remain an observer, be on his best behavior, and not touch any of the guests.
Lambrick's butler, Bevins, tells the guests before they begin that they must leave all of their personal belongings in a different room. Bevins then leads them to the dining room, where the players sit at their assigned seats. Once the steak dinner is served, Iris tells Lambrick that she's a vegetarian and has been most of her life. Lambrick then offers Iris $10,000 for eating the steak, to which she reluctantly begins to cut into and devour.
Lambrick begins to taunt Iris, saying how her lifetime of commitment to vegetarianism wiped away by money. After this situation, Lambrick catches one of the other guests, Conway, not drinking his wine, and figures he's a recovering alcoholic, although he probably already knew because he knows all the people coming to his house. Lambrick then offers him $10,000 for drinking his glass of wine, or $50,000 for drinking an entire decanter of scotch. Conway is very torn and doesn't want to throw away almost 20 years of hard work, but ends up drinking the scotch anyway.
Money's money.
Yeah.
After dinner is over, the guests begin to question what the game is, to which Lambrick reveals that they will be playing Would You Rather. In this version of the game, whatever the players choose, they must actually do. Lambrick also reveals that if a player cannot go on for any reason, if a player refuses to choose an option, or if a player fails to complete the task in under a certain amount of time, they will be eliminated.
Bum, bum, bum. Once the rules are stated, Lambrick gives the players an opportunity to leave, but no one takes it. If I won that $50,000, I'd be out.
I'd be fucking gone.
I'd be out.
I'd be gone.
The game has officially begun, and Bevins, with a team of men, roll in an unknown torture device. Conway freaks out and tries to leave with his $50,000, to which Bevan shoots him in the head. The guests scream and then realize how serious this game really is.
Once everyone is back in their seats, 2 players, Cal and Amy, get hooked up to the machine, which is actually an electric shock device. Cal is given the question on if he would rather shock himself or Amy, to which he has 15 seconds to decide. Cal doesn't want to hurt another person and shocks himself. Cal's headpiece is then placed on Linda, and Amy is given the choice to shock herself or the older lady and doesn't hesitate to electrocute Linda.
What a bitch.
What an actual bitch.
At the doctor's house, we see him grab a gun and leave in his car. Back at the mansion, continuing the game, going down the circle of people, we finally reach Iris and a man named Lucas. Lucas has already been shocked, but tells Iris he won't shock her and shocks himself again. Iris and Cal are next to each other, to which Iris is given the option to shock herself or Cal for the second time. Iris chooses herself.
The first round is over, and Lambert gives the group time to compose themselves while they prepare for the next round. The group, in a hushed tone, tries to devise a plan of escape when Julian walks in. He begins to tell the group to show some respect since they're just looking for a handout and calls Iris a pig. A man named Travis chimes in, calling Julian a psychotic little bitch, which is hilarious.
Yeah, because he is.
Yeah, exactly. The 2 yell at each other, and Julian says that opening his mouth was a big mistake. Lambert's team then begins to cover the walls in white tarps.
The doctor is seen parking his car out of view from the Lambert mansion and sneakily goes toward the event. The second round is ready, and Lambert tells the group they now have 30 seconds to decide and that Iris is up first. She is given the question on if she would rather stab Lucas in the leg with an ice pick or give Travis 3 whips with an African whipping stick called the jambak. Iris decides to whip Travis, knowing that stabbing Lucas could kill him.
Iris begins to whip Travis, and we see that his back is very bloody. It is now Lucas's turn, to which he is given the option to either stab Iris in the thigh or give Travis 3 more lashes. Obviously, singling out Travis. Lucas chooses the jambak, and Travis is whipped again. It is now Travis's turn, but his choice is either to stab Lucas or take 3 more lashes from Bevan's. Not wanting to stab anyone, Travis decides to take the lashes. Travis is obviously in trouble now.
The doctor is seen sleuthing outside, trying to find a way into the house. It is now a man named Peter's turn, to which he decided to stab Linda, since she is paralyzed and wouldn't feel anything anyway. Once he stabs Linda, she begins bleeding profusely, and Peter realizes he might have hit a major artery. He then tries to use his belt as a tourniquet, but can't really figure it out. However, while this is happening, it is also Linda's turn, to which she immediately stabs Amy, who then punches her in the face.
Again, Amy. What the actual fuck?
She just punched Linda in the fucking face, right after. Well, she did it, without the timer starting. She just kind of grabbed it and stabbed her. So she didn't see it coming. So that would have been my reaction too, honestly.
Amy's just a bitch.
No,
for
I'm
real.
saying Linda stabbed Amy. So,
yeah.
Without giving her any warning. So I would have hit her too. Ow, you bitch. You stabbed me.
I mean, but everybody there was either making a choice of stabbing or lashings, so.
Yeah, and honestly, Amy should have seen it coming. You shocked her.
For fucking facts.
Yeah.
Now that it's Amy's turn, she's given the choice to whip Travis or stab any player of her choosing. Before Amy makes a decision, she begins to tell the group that this game isn't about helping each other. It's about eliminating everyone else. She then gets up and stabs Iris in the side. At the same time, Linda has gone unconscious and Travis has fallen to the floor. Everything is chaos.
The doctor is still outside, but eventually finds a window to crawl into. Back at the party room, Linda has died. Travis is barely breathing, and Iris is punctured, but fine. It is now Cal's turn, to which he decides to finish Travis off with the jambak. It is now time for the next round, but Travis is no longer able to continue and is removed from the room.
Lucas asks Iris if she can run, and then they all begin to attack Lambrick's security team. Iris grabs the ice pick, stabs one of the men, and runs out of the room. Cal takes the Sjambok and goes after Bevins, only to be shot in the chest and killed. Julian realizes Iris is gone, and both he and Bevins go after her.
This next part is a little bit of a trigger warning.
So be aware.
Iris finds the window to escape from, but is pulled down by Julian, where he tries to sexually assault her. Both the doctor and Bevins hear her scream and go towards the sound. We then see Iris kick the shit out of Julian and stab him with the ice pick. The doctor finds Iris and begins to tell her he made a mistake, but before he could say much, Bevins shoots him in the head. Bevins tells one of the other guards to take Julian upstairs and says that his father will be very disappointed. He then takes Iris back up to the game, where there are only 4 players now.
Spoiler warning. Skip ahead. It is time for the third round, but before they start, Lambrick apologizes to Iris about Julian's behavior. Lambrick starts to talk about the known and the unknown, and how that will play a part in the next round. A barrel of water is wheeled into the room, and each player is handed a card with a punishment inside. Lambrick says they have a choice between an unknown punishment on the card or 2 minutes held underwater in the barrel. It is Peter's turn again, and he chooses the envelope. When he opens it, there's a picture of a small explosion. Lambrick says that his cards means that he must light a firecracker in his hand.
When the firecracker is placed in front of Peter, it is actually a small stick of dynamite. Bevins duct tapes the explosive to Peter's hand, and after Peter lights it, it takes a second before the explosion goes off. Peter falls to the floor, begins to have a heart attack, and dies. It is now Lucas's turn. He also decides to open the envelope. I don't know why you would do that.
Exactly.
When you just saw this man die.
I would choose the water.
Yeah. A picture of an eye is on the card. Lambrick explains that Lucas must slit open his eye with a razor blade. Since Lucas is a doctor, this decision is very difficult for him. As the timer reaches the end, Bevins holds a gun at the back of his head, who then stabs his own eye.
We have reached Iris again, who has no interest in opening the envelope and goes straight for the 2 minutes underwater. While she is in the water, she has flashbacks of her brother and begins to struggle. The 2 minutes is up and Iris has passed her round. We then find out that her card would have caused her to have all of her teeth extracted. We have reached Amy, the last person in the round. Lambrick taunts her, asking her how long she could hold her breath. Then how long it took her husband to hold her little girl underwater while he drowned her. Amy opens the card, revealing that she must hold her breath for 4 minutes underwater. Amy can't even get a good breath in before Bevins pushes her head down into the barrel. She begins to struggle and drowns quickly before the time is up.
That one was fucked up.
Really fucked up.
With only Lucas and Iris left, Lambrick asks them to sit across from each other. It is now time for the final round. With a flip of a coin, it is decided that Iris will go first. She is then asked if she would rather leave the game with Lucas empty-handed, or if she would shoot Lucas and claim the money. Lucas begs her to leave, but before he can finish trying to convince her, she shoots him in the heart, winning the game.
Bevins and Lambrick applaud her and then send her home with a huge bag full of cash, saying that they have found a donor for her brother and he should be done with surgery by the end of the week. When Iris gets home, she showers the blood off of her and then checks on her brother, who she finds has committed suicide by overdosing on his meds, realizing the game was for nothing. The end. Alrighty, so that was a film.
That was definitely a movie.
That was a movie
that we watched.
It was released February 8th, 2013, and the director is David Guy Levy.
Our main actors are Brittany Snow, who I actually really like.
Yeah.
She's in a few things, but she plays Iris, our main character.
Yep.
We've got Jeffrey Combs, who is Shepard Lambrick. We've got Jonathan Coyne, who plays Bevins. There's Enver.
Go ahead.
Jackage.
Good jackage.
Jockage.
Jakaj? I have no fucking clue.
I'm gonna say Jakaj.
Jakaj?
Enver Jakaj.
That sounds right.
That sounds right. Anyway, he played Lucas.
Yep. We've got Logan Miller as either Rayleigh or Riley.
Raleigh.
Or Raleigh. But we went with Riley because it's easier to say. And I don't want to say Raleigh because it sounds weird.
Here's the thing. It's spelled Raleigh.
It is.
But in the film, it sounds like it's a combination of Riley and Raleigh. So they kind of say like Raleigh. It's like Raleigh. Well, how does
it sounds like they're mumbling
like, hey,
over
Riley.
the name Riley.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're mumbling over it.
Yeah.
Riley.
Yeah, just like Raleigh.
For real.
Anyway, we also have Sasha Grey, who plays Amy, Rob Wells Peter, and then Robin Lord Taylor as Julian. Who was also in Gotham. Gotham. Love that show. It was really good. He played a good penguin.
Yeah, we have all basically we chose the cast that was like our final four.
And then
the villains.
Everyone else involved. Yeah, the main three villains.
So to preface, not a lot of notes, guys.
No, this is going to be a
shorter episode. 100%.
So let's just get in. I don't have very many simple facts. I have, its runtime is 93 minutes. So it's pretty short. On Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 61%.
Not shocked.
Honestly, I'm surprised
it's
not
as
lower.
high. Yeah. Like closer to 50 or something.
Yeah. To be quite honest.
Yeah.
Not to bash the people who love this film, although I will be doing that later in the...
That's a fact.
In the reviews.
So to a huger preface than this, we did not like this film.
No.
At all.
I'm sorry. Okay, so...
But before we get into that,
yeah.
What's the, do you have the budget and stuff?
I couldn't find the budget.
Gotcha.
The budget was... I looked high and low. I could not find the budget for this film, but that obviously means it was a low budget film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like it.
And honestly, you didn't need a lot of money when the setting is two places.
Really, one place.
Really one.
Yeah.
And then, like, maybe her house a little bit.
Yeah.
And, like, a little restaurant.
And a little bit of the doctor's office. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And also the prosthetics for this were really cheesy. Like, especially...
It was very simple.
Yeah. Like, at the end, when you can see Lucas's eye.
Yeah.
Like, for the first time in, like, full effect.
Yeah, you could see the edges.
It was really down.
You could see a little bit, like a little bit of the edges, but it was very far down for where like his eye would have actually
like
been.
His eye was like down where his cheek was. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was a little too far down.
Yeah. But that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot for this. But
yeah.
Would you like to start or shall I?
So apparently. So obviously everyone knows the actual game of Would You Rather.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it's two choices. Which one are you picking? And I guess there's obviously been like board games that have been made. There's been
books,
shows. Yeah. I guess there was during this time that the film was out, there was a British TV show by Graham Norton that was Would You Rather.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it's literally just a game of making choices, but usually the game is not this dark.
Or literal. Like, you don't have to actually do the things, obviously.
Exactly. 9 times out of 10, when you play Would You Rather, people either are like, I'm not doing either of them, or both. Or they depending on if they're good.
Yeah, or they choose a whole other option.
Exactly.
Like
they're
option,
like, what about this third one?
Yeah.
Because it's not supposed to be that serious.
True. Yeah. Apparently, I have no idea if this is true. I tried looking it up, but I could barely find anything about this. But it was basically in the 60s, Would You Rather was actually used as a psychological study for children.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know about that.
For aggressive behavior in children. So they would like ask them questions and like see which one they would like choose and Yeah,
Weird.
60s was an interesting time.
Well, yeah, you've got to remember that 70s was ripe with
No.
serial killers.
Also, people were hospitalized for having, having anxiety and
yeah.
depression.
Yeah.
Like, the level that...
Women were put in crazy places
Yeah.
just because of like periods and shit in
Yeah.
life. So look,
Mhm.
I'm not shocked that some people were put in weird places for dumb
Yeah.
reasons.
So, apparently, that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Also, apparently, this was the second film for the director. This was his second film.
Ever?
Yeah. He
What was
made
his
a
first one?
previously non-genre based a love affair of sorts in 2011.
Oh, so just like the year before?
Yeah, where it gives basically Levy gives the film a completely slick handling and generates an adequate degree of psychological tension, but like not enough. Like, and on the other hand, it never felt like there was anything that moved it out of the cliche.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, it felt so effing lackluster.
Yeah. I mean, there are just so many plot holes and things that people wouldn't really do, and
Exactly.
I don't know, it just felt kind of, some things happened for no reason.
Like, I get that your life is being threatened and that you have no choice but to make a choice, but it's like, I don't know. Also, for a horror film, not very gory.
No, not at all.
Not really. There was like a little bit of the blood when stabbing Linda.
I remember watching this as a child
Yeah.
and like being a little freaked out, but I since
But that's 'cause
forgot
you were a
about it.
kid,
Now
yeah.
that I'm like my age now watching
Yeah.
it, I'm like, this is not
Yeah.
really great.
Someone had mentioned that there's never a moment where we feel like we're getting inside the heads of the other contestants
Not at all.
and like contemplating the choices they have to make and what it feels like to need to make these like horrible choices, and
Except for really Amy.
the psychological, like, she's the only person who we learn about why the fuck she's even there,
Yeah.
or like
Or why she was being a
or
bitch the whole time.
a dark past. Like, all
Yeah.
of the characters, I don't feel connected to any of the characters.
Mm-mm.
I don't care about any of them.
No.
There's nothing for me. There's no reason to care.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only person that we really get to know is Lucas a little bit.
Not even.
And that's-
you just
and
know
that's
he's a
what I'm saying.
doctor. Because at the end, like, he tries to tell his life story, but Iris just
Exactly.
shoots him.
Yeah, Irish just shoots him. Oh my god.
Which is dumb as fuck, by the way.
For real, this is spoiler warnings regarding the ending.
Oh, sorry.
Hot second. Yes, she shoots him.
Yeah.
I don't care about that one. But real hot second about the fucking ending
Yeah.
with the effing brother.
That just made everything feel so pointless. Like,
It
I
felt
mean,
like a waste of a movie. Like, what's the
Right?
fucking point? Like, what? You just went through all this shit for your brother because you're trying to help him, and then he just fucking goes and does something so stupid? Like, I get that he wanted to be like, I want to let my sister live her life, but I'm like, this bitch just murdered people,
yeah.
and you don't even know it. Like,
Correct.
there's a level of it where I wish she would have said something like, look, I'm going to this rich man's house to possibly
Because
win
he
a game.
would probably convince her otherwise, I guess, but
But I don't think he would, because I don't think she would care.
true.
I think she'd be like, I don't care. I'm going to go anyway. If I win, you are set.
But if not, we'll figure it out.
Like, I feel like that's the biggest plot thing that I wish that should have been there and would have made the ending worth it.
Yeah, I guess people would argue, like, oh, but now she doesn't even have to worry about her brother, and now she can just, live her life and have all this money, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's the
And I was
fucking
like,
point.
but now she's alone, and she did all these horrible things, and she has nobody to share this
Oh, yeah.
with. Like,
Yeah. No, she has a shit ton of money and fucking nothing else.
yes, and a lot of trauma.
And a fuck ton of trauma that the rich guy can just use against her
Yeah.
because he's the one who was in control of it.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that was weird to me was the whole doctor situation. You barely
Yes.
get any background information about him except a little tidbit in the beginning about almost losing his wife and his practice or whatever. And then he's just in the, like, all you do is see him pondering shit, sneak into the house, and then get shot. Like, what was your
Yeah.
purpose except for filling space?
I wish that almost we got flashbacks to like when he was in the game and
Yeah,
like what
like,
he had to do
That
to
could have
win.
been cool.
Like, that would have been interesting.
This movie could have been a lot longer and a lot more in depth, and I think that would have made it a lot better because you'd actually feel things for these people.
Exactly. It's not cerebral.
Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't make you like think like, oh shit, the reason why this character is here is because of this horrible thing that's going on in their life and they're desperately trying. I'm not rooting for anyone.
No.
Like, shit. I'm barely rooting for Iris.
No, yeah. I think she's stupid for what she did at the end. And
Hell yeah.
I guess I'll save that for the review because it's in the review and it made me think about it. I was like, yeah,
Because
you're
you
so
also
right.
have a chance to, like, the dude was like, yeah, he just, slashed his own eye open, but he's still an attractive dude who you could have just, like, fucking left with and, like, maybe had a life.
Yeah. And, like,
He's a fucking doctor. He's gonna make buku money. What the fuck is he doing there?
that was my point. He's a doctor. He could have helped your brother.
Exactly. It's fucking stupid.
And you decided to shoot him.
Yeah.
At the same time, the other big thing that was like, for me was like, why was Julian there? Why was he a rapist?
Exactly.
What was the point in
He
that?
wasn't a necessary character in the story.
Not at all.
He could have been removed and everything could have still played out exactly the same. Bevins could have still just found her anyway.
Yeah. Like,
that
he
was like an
not
unnecessary
necessary
thing.
Like, that was so, like, why would you do that? That's triggering for
Yeah.
some people. There was, like, no root in it or, like, reason for it.
And I mean, even Shepard Lambrick was kind of it felt so, nothing against the actors, obviously, and nothing against the actor who played any of the characters, but the character of Shepard Lambrick, like the campiness and then the sadisticness was weird. Like, I almost wish they would have picked like either all camp or all sadistic.
Yeah.
Because this is like kind of a Saw knockoff a little bit. And
yes.
he went from like being all excited eating pistachios about like making them make choices, and then like in almost like a very upset like, I'm sorry about my son's actions.
Yeah.
Like, it like, how the fuck am I supposed to feel that you're sincere about that?
Also, why do you give a shit? You're a shitty person. Why is that where you draw the line?
Facts. And also his comment about like, don't touch anybody. And then this bitch is in the film touching people.
Yeah, he's like going all around touching people.
But then again, every time he touches someone specific, they die.
Well, not Iris.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's now under his thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was just so many things that I was like, why? For what?
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely low budget. It has to be.
It has to be.
Because
But
there was
that's
such a
okay.
limited amount of places.
The amount of people I saw in the comments saying they wanted a sequel, I was like,
Why? I would be okay with a modern Would You Rather put in the hands of someone else with a whole new script, a whole new everything.
yeah.
I want to see what someone with this concept, the idea of the game, not like the idea from this film with like the rich billionaire. I want to see what people would do with the concept of making a horror film for the game. Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Because it makes me think, I'm trying to remember what that fucking movie was where there was a girl and a guy and you kind of like teamed up and you had to make choices and you were like filmed, and it was like this really dark shit and you do some really dark things to try to get views and likes or whatever the fuck. And then like they doxed everyone.
I love that movie.
We watched it.
Oh, what is it?
That was when the creepy people pulled into the driveway and I'm the only one who was comfortable.
Yeah.
We were watching it. You know which one I'm talking about.
I
Can't fucking remember
It's
the
got
name.
Emma Roberts and
Yeah.
that one guy's brother.
Because they basically doxed they had all the content.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah, because in the film they dox all of the people who are anonymous participants, which is why the game ends.
Nerve.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like Would You Rather would be a really fascinating concept in the idea of
Dave Franco.
nerve.
Dave Franco
Oh
and
yeah,
Emma
Dave
Roberts.
Franco's.
Emma Roberts. Sorry.
Yeah, Dave Franco's always good.
Yeah.
Like, that would be fascinating, a Would You Rather format. Like, a bunch of, like, college kids, all of a sudden we're hearing stories about missing kids, and there's, like, people playing Would You Rather, and it's all these college kids being like, oh, well, it's a fucking game from a
it's
kid.
Fake.
No. And they're like, look at the, it's an
Okay,
app
but
that
would
you
it be
download
like
and all
ghost
this kind of
shit,
shit.
or would it be like, would you add ghost shit elements? Would you add
And
like
here's the thing.
paranormal?
That would be so fucking cool.
Would it be like, would you rather I don't know. What if it was something like, okay, no, that's pretty silly, but I'm saying, for example, if it's like, would you rather have like snake fingers or something? And then like,
I mean, it could totally be that, but
I feel like that's more not, that's not what I mean, but
I feel like for what I'm thinking about is it's kind of like,
would you rather jump off a building or,
would you rather, trying to think of some dark shit,
yeah.
because it would always start off light. It would always start off easy,
Mm-hmm.
and then it would just get progressively
Worse.
darker.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you keep them entrapped in having to continue?
Mm-hmm.
And is that because you convince them to do several things, and so because that's why I'm thinking like a phone or surveillance of some kind,
Yeah.
which is why it makes me think of Nerve would be fascinating, because it's someone's watching and
Yeah.
someone's recording the things that you're doing, and so they've got blackmail, so the blackmail's what can convince you to keep going.
Yeah. I mean, technically, yeah, that definitely just sounds like,
A better film.
yeah, but also very much like Nerve. So
Yeah, and I feel like it could even be like very urban legendy.
yeah,
It could be there's many different ways that it could be taken
yeah,
that I feel like could be fascinating
mm-hmm.
and definitely make it better, because like I said, it's not very gory. The special effects are minimal.
Yeah,
And it feels like it's missing something, and then the ending's a fucking bummer.
yeah,
Yeah, it's referred to as like torture porn, but like
yes,
it's like the lowest grade
But it's
level
like-
of torture porn.
this is not torture porn
Because
Saw
is
torture
torture
porn.
porn. Saw is torture porn to the fullest level.
Yep.
Would you rather is like the dinky shit like someone starts with,
Yeah,
and then they're like
this is
when you're at my level, you'll watch Saw.
this is a movie that maybe like a middle schooler would watch to get into like
Facts.
something like that.
If they were interested in like, I want to watch Saw, but I'm too scared to start there, start with
Start
Would You
here.
Rather, because
Yeah.
it's the bottom of the barrel version. Bottom of
Not
the
that
barrel.
I'm saying middle schoolers should be watching a film with, rape and murder, but obviously that's what I was doing in middle school.
exactly.
And like I was watching Game of Thrones in middle school. So like
Yeah. I just feel like there could be a better version of this that played more on the moral dilemma and played more on the mental strife of making choices that are like fucked up.
yeah, for sure. And like
Like
how
it could even
that
be,
choice affects them.
It could even be like, shit. I'm thinking about like amalgamating like Nerve and Escape Room together
Ooh,
into
yeah.
one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Making like a Would You Rather that's like people are trapped in a location because there's like stories about a game being played,
Yeah.
and you go to this location and you get like trapped and shit, and then you have to play these fucking
You should
fucked up
write this
games.
story and then come back.
I know, right? Like for real. I just feel like there's
it's just
so
like
much
how do
missing.
you balance the line between something that's already been done and
Yeah.
like making a whole new
Well,
thing.
there's nothing new under the sun.
It's true. Everything is a remake. Everything.
literally our next film
Yeah.
is a remake
Yeah.
or
a sequel of sorts.
a remake modernization of it.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's just interesting that there could be yeah, they missed the mark on this one.
That's okay.
They definitely did.
That's all I really have to say about it. I mean,
Same.
So to uplift our spirits,
We got
I
some
have-
reviews.
no,
Oh shit, no.
I've
someone
got
else?
some little would you rather questions.
Oh shit, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. All right.
Okay.
Are they fucked up or are they just like legit? Okay, that silence is telling. All right, go for it.
Would you rather carve pumpkins or go through a corn maze?
Oh shit. I've never been through a corn maze, so
I've never
I'll go
either.
through a corn fucking
yeah,
maze.
I
Hell
think
yeah.
I would do that. I think that'd be cool. I've only ever carved a pumpkin like once in my life.
I've
but
carved several pumpkins.
I want to carve more. I want to have like a little
You know
pumpkin
what we
carving
need to
party.
do next time for your fucking birthday? We need to carve a pumpkin and then go to Halloween Horror Nights. just have a real Halloween day.
Honestly, that'd be nice. I love Halloween.
I love Halloween.
Okay. Would you rather spend the night in a graveyard or an abandoned house?
Ooh. Both would be fascinating.
Yeah.
See, now my brain's thinking about it like a photographer. Like, okay, here's how Would You Rather actually works. Do you have like camping equipment when you're going to the graveyard, or or do you have like things to bring with you to sleep on, or just you raw dogging it?
Why is that the word I was thinking of? I was like, I
You're
feel
gonna
like
raw dog it?
I'm gonna fucking raw dog it. If like we're going into a graveyard or an abandoned house, like that's
Ooh.
spontaneous. You're not bringing anything.
But which one's spookier? Because an abandoned house could be an abandoned house.
Yeah, but I feel like personally, I feel like an abandoned house would be creepier because I like the outside. You can see what's coming at you. In a house, you don't know what the fuck is in there. What's around the
True,
corner? What's hiding in
true.
the closet? What's under
But
the
also,
floorboards?
I'm thinking about like how a graveyard's just pretty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they're just
would-
naturally spooky because
would-
it's a graveyard.
Yeah, I would choose the graveyard.
I would
on
also
sign
choose the
because
graveyard.
house too spooky. Next, would you rather have a chainsaw or a knife as a weapon if you were a killer in a movie?
Ooh, shit. A knife.
Knife.
I would pick a knife.
Mm-hmm.
That's very accurate for the fact that I love Michael and Ghostface, but it's more personal.
Okay, girl.
You have to be up close and you can conceal it easier.
Yeah, I think I would choose.
I could
white.
get closer to my victim if I had a knife hidden. That's real dark.
You're showing your dark side right now.
I am showing my dark side.
I would say knife as well, only because I'm not a killer in a movie, and chainsaws are really gory, and that's not who I am.
Knives can be bad.
Yeah, but like chainsaw.
Also, chainsaws are just loud and they're clunky.
Yeah.
And like if you have a chainsaw as a weapon, you are not being sneaky. There is no sneaky with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
With a knife, you can be as sneaky as you'd like to be. You
Okay.
can be that like I pop around a corner and I fuck you up. I gank you.
Oh my god. All right. Would you rather be killed by Ghostface or Michael Myers?
Oh shit. Huh. Which one would be more fun? Which is fucked up in itself.
I want to say Ghostface.
I would say
'cause I want to
Ghostface.
get the call and be like, "What's
Yeah.
your favorite horror movie?" And I'm gonna be like, "Ah ha ha ha."
You know, facts. You know what? Same. I would pick Ghostface without question because he's more interactive. Like he's
Yeah.
vocal with you.
Yes.
Michael's just stands there
Yeah.
and is creepy,
Mm-hmm.
and he chases you.
Yeah. I don't like running.
And at least I know that with Ghostface, Ghostface can die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Michael has
No.
yet, like no dying
He's
for
a-
you, Michael.
He's eternal.
Ghostface can die.
Yes.
He a people's.
Yeah. Many people's. Would you rather have to live through Saw or The Conjuring?
The Conjuring. Fuck Saw. Fuck Saw. Well, here's the thing.
I mean the universe, like all the universe, like dealing with Annabelle and the nun and the demons and the things. And
You want to go through all of the Saws?
if I'm a survivor, why not? I don't.
You want to go through all of the Saws?
But like the nun is scary. She's scary. She's scary.
Yeah, but you're a survivor. I would rather survive through the nun
Oh,
than
sure,
be
yeah.
having like nubs left on my body because that's what survivor means
You're right,
in the
you're
Saw
right.
films.
But I'm saying like
And also the Warrens.
right. Actually,
You'd have
yeah.
access to the Warrens.
You're right.
And you'd
Movie
have
version,
access
not
to
real life
like
version.
yeah, no, not the real ones. Not the real ones. The movie ones. The movie ones
movie
are way
ones.
better.
Yeah,
Like you'd have access to the fucking
that's true.
the fucking
I agree
nun,
with
the,
you.
the nun who was the helpful one who has like the Holy Spirit of the whatever the fucks.
Yeah. I yes, I agree with you. I agree.
Hell yeah.
I agree
I
with
got
you.
more allies on that side than
Yeah.
I do have in the Saw
In the Saw,
films.
everybody's against you.
Everybody's against everybody.
Everybody's against you. I would not want to. Yeah, no. Ow.
Hell no.
Fuck that.
Also,
Fuck the
you're a
noise.
body lady. Why the fuck would you go with Saw?
We're gonna ignore the fact.
I'm a ghost lady and I still picked
I was
fucking
surprised because I
Conjuring.
know you like body horror. I'm not saying I want to be through Saw. Absolutely not. For me, I was just surprised that was your answer.
Oh hell yeah.
And our last one: would you rather burn to death or drown to death?
Ooh fuck.
This is our last one.
Drown.
Drown.
Because burning, you're alive for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're alive for a very long time.
Yeah.
Drowning
Can take seconds.
can take seconds, but also is really fucked up. But I've heard from some people who have
Yeah.
experienced like a level of drowning that it can be peaceful.
Yeah.
Like it's fucked up and you're scared at first, but like
Then your body just kind of.
gives way.
Yeah.
I would rather drown than burn alive.
Yes.
Because that shit's terrifying and you don't die
And
immediately.
painful and no. I want my body intact.
Facts.
Maybe I don't need my loved
Like
ones
recoverable.
seeing myself like that.
Like you would want to be recoverable.
Yeah.
Well,
I
at
mean,
the
obviously, I'd want to be cremated after, but like, I don't think
Yeah.
if there's a wake or something, and my
Yeah.
my family needs like a little some closure.
Or it could be like we'll add a stipulation that your body's recoverable,
yeah.
but in burn state you're much more deformed than you are with water.
Yeah.
Like both can get real bad if you're out there for a very long
especially
time.
if you're bloated. Like if you just
Yeah.
stay in the water.
Yeah.
Mm.
But if you're recoverable, but you've already
Yeah.
I would rather. Facts.
So
Yeah.
that was my little.
That was fun.
Yeah. Do you like how they got progressively worse?
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
like that. It was
Thank
good.
you.
It was good. So are we now onto our 1 stars?
We are.
Let's do this.
Okay.
As I have a feeling we're going to agree a lot more with
A
these.
lot of these are longer than usual. This I just agree with wholeheartedly. It says, "This is my first review, and quite possibly my last. I am reviewing this movie with the sole intent to dissuade further views of this movie. It is atrocious. The Saw franchise runs circles around this pathetic excuse for cinema.
Damn.
Please do not waste your time watching this movie. The acting and writing is pathetic at best,
Oh, shit.
with a less than compelling storyline and premise. Do yourself a favor and watch something else."
I would agree.
I would agree.
I'm
agreeing.
Yeah. There's so many better things that you could be watching other than that.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah.
It's just torture porn. The only characters you'll have any emotion for is the guy hosting the game. That part I'm like, no. But it's on top of that, the would you rathers lack creativity. Feels like someone wrote, filmed, and edited this movie over a weekend.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably should have just put feels like somebody
Yeah.
wrote this film. It does. It feels like filming could not have taken more than a few days.
Yeah.
Let's be for real.
It doesn't feel like it.
Weak at best.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it was really
Yeah.
an intense shooting process.
This is what I was talking about. Some may like the end, but I hated it. She could have walked out of there alive with that cute doctor. That doctor could have saved her brother, but she was dumb enough to kill him. He had 3 sisters and she only had a brother. That doctor could have saved her brother.
Facts.
He had more people to live for than you do, babe.
Yeah.
But, okay.
And unbeknownst to you, your brother was at home dead already.
Yup.
Fucking waste.
Right. That's all the 1-star reviews I have. And then I popped over to the 5-star reviews.
Oh, you did?
Just to see
What psycho lives out there?
Yeah. Some of it is funny, and some of it is like,
What?
I have watched this movie 5 times in a year.
Damn.
I'm not a repeat movie watcher unless it's one of my favorites. I'm sorry, I barely wanted to watch this again to write the summary.
Yeah.
No, 5 times in a year? I
No,
don't watch
that
my
feels like too
favorite
much.
movie that many times in a year.
Like maybe 2,
Yeah.
3 feels like I'm pushing it.
Yeah. But
Like
5?
I haven't watched a favorite movie in a long time.
Right. Like
For real. Like literally us watching the Scream and part of Halloween in the fucking hotel room. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
something I like.
Mm-hmm. Like, I like Forrest Gump, and I haven't seen that movie in a really long time. Like, it's one of
Facts.
my top 3, and I just started watching it last night again.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I love that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know how you watch this movie and like enjoy it.
I don't know.
I don't get it. I just was angry.
I'm going to save the best one for the last.
Oh,
but
facts.
here's the next one. Would you rather may not be everyone's taste, but that doesn't change the fact that it is simply one of the greatest movies in cinematic history.
You are an idiot. 'Cause hell no.
No, I'm gonna disagree so hard with that.
So hard.
One of the greatest movies in
cinematic
cinematic history. Did we watch the same
We
film?
did not watch the same film.
I don't think we watched
No,
the
we
same
did not.
film.
Because that is a lie.
It's bad. It's real bad. And then the last one,
Yes.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's so funny. It says, this is gonna remind you of something.
Yeah.
This movie was genuinely trash.
Yeah.
It stunk like the Grinch, which
I'm sorry. What? Let's go. Okay. Let's go. Whatever the fuck this is.
Wait, it's long. It stunk like the Grinch, which I wouldn't touch with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. You're a goner, Mr. Grinch. You got garlic in your soul. Horrible movie. It's not an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
What the fuck is going on?
Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. This movie was the worst thing to ever hit my eye. Like a big pizza pie, that's amore, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore, that's amore. Never watch this movie unless you want to feel like plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination. Life is your creation. 5 stars.
What the fuck? Wait. Don't watch this movie. 5 stars. Filled with weird lyrics. What in the shit just happened?
I came across this.
What fever dream did you just read?
What is this? What is this?
That is a fever dream.
It is. It was in the 5-star reviews.
It was a 5-star, but it's like, don't watch this.
Don't watch it.
Sucked.
It's horrible. It sucks. A whole bunch of songs. 5 stars.
Ah, great movie. 1 star. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. It was the opposite of that.
What is happening? What is happening here?
I have no idea. But
I'm so confused.
That was
hell yeah.
hilarious.
That was a
I loved
great
it.
fucking review. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
That was
So-
a wild ride of fucking confusion.
Like, I'm so confused by it, but do your thing, man.
Why
Do your
were
thing.
they using lyrics?
You got Grinch, you got Barbie, you got Shrek, you got
Mhm.
That's Amore. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 4 different things in there.
Why?
I don't know.
So weird.
5 stars.
Well,
No, because if you cut out all the middle,
yeah, if you cut out all of it.
this movie was genuinely trash. 5 stars.
So
So it's the exact opposite of the
weird.
Yeah.
So fucking weird.
I don't know, man. But yeah, that was our review, basically.
Of this movie.
Yeah.
So watch at your own peril.
If you want to see a better movie with Brittany Snow, watch X movie. Or even Pitch Fucking Perfect. I don't know.
Fact, yeah.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Brittany Snow.
Because we have X on
Yeah.
our list.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll hit that one up
At some point.
at some point.
Although it demonizes old people, so I disagree with that part. But that's okay.
Well, we'll deal with that when we get to it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap this up here because I think we're pretty good covered.
Oh, yeah.
Our next film is going to be Candyman, the 2021 version. Yep.
Candyman.
All right, hit us up on our stuff. Send us an email at horrorunmasked@gmail.com. Follow us at Instagram and Twitter at Horror Unmasked. Listen to us on Spotify and iTunes at Horror Unmasked Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Horror Unmasked Podcast. Leave us likes, reviews. All of that helps the algorithm, comment and all that kind of stuff. It boosts our stuff. So
Yeah.
and I think with that, would you rather give us a subscription or a 5-star review?
Yeah. That's a better would you rather.
Facts.
Would you rather listen to our podcast and get all the juicy information, or would you rather suffer?
Facts.
I think the choice is pretty
the
clear.
choice is pretty clear.
Suffer. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So I guess there is really only one question left to ask. Will you fear?
Or will you fear not?